the Most High and His Son Yahushua, who the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ, right? So now y'all see the title is called "The Seven Seals in World War III." What is it good for, right? Because like anybody that they probably familiar with the seven seals, the seven trumpets, plagues, and all that stuff. So we're gonna go through it, and then also just see how it lines up with the history that we know, to happen, and to see what seal we in now, because that's important to know, because it's only seven. So, but like I say too, we gotta understand too how we know this thing is true because of prophecy, God's word. And God said something a long time ago that certain things was going to happen, and we can see throughout the annals of time how certain things played out. And like I was saying before too, history is still catching up to the accounts in the Bible. That's why I tell you contextually, as far as literature, historical events, the Bible is the most accurate book. And that's not me saying it, it's historians that study this stuff, and that will contest to this. Because, like, for example, there's something called the Moabite stone. Y'all can Google that, the Moabite stone. Now, the Bible talk about the Moabite people, like, what, about 2,000, almost 3,000 years before people even actually, realized that the Moabite people exist, until they found the Moabite stone. The fact that people talk about Egypt, and all the gold and the riches, like I said, we wouldn't know about that if the certain accounts wasn't already written. So so just to prove like some of the the historical accounts and how we can know that this thing is true. We're gonna start off first. We're gonna get right into it. We're gonna start off with Isaiah 45 and 1, right? So now this is Isaiah. He's a prophet, right? Now he has a prophecy, and I know by now we all heard of King Cyrus, and they might call him King Cyrus the Great or whatever, right? King Cyrus or whatever. So now he prophesies about King Cyrus and his rulership, like I want to say like at least 100 years or so before he was born, before his parents was even thinking about naming somebody Cyrus. And scholars, secular scholars, they can't really figure it out. But I mean, we know, because we know that this is the word of God, and we know that the Bible to be true. So, and this man prophesied this man by name, and it says this is Isaiah 45 and 1. Thus said the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, those whose right hand I have holden, to subdue the nations. Because that's what Cyrus did when Cyrus came into power. He took over the known world. He established his kingdom and took over the known world. And this is a prophecy before this man was even born. Like, for like to happen like 100 years or so before this stuff happened. So how could Isaiah know this unless it was revealed from the Most High, who knows everything? Because we all can't know anything unless it was revealed from the person that knows everything. And even whether it's common knowledge or whatever, we don't give the Most High that credit. We just think we just know stuff and not understanding that He opened up our mind and know these certain things. So now, but on that though, just to show you that He prophesied that this man Cyrus was going to come in and do these things, like I said, between 70 to 100 years before this man was even born. And we can do the math. We can even guess that his parents wasn't even born then. So let's jump to Daniel real quick. So now it's another. Daniel is prophesying about different kingdoms that's going to come into rulership. After Nebuchadnezzar, after his rulership. So now Daniel, he didn't do per se what like Isaiah, like how he named Cyrus by name, but he gives characteristics of certain things and kind of somewhat hint on certain historical events. So it says now it's Daniel 7 and I'm gonna start at 3, and it says, and the fourth beast came out of the sea, diverse one from another. So it's talking about the four beasts. And so it says the first beast was like an eagle, wings, and had was like the first beast was like a lion and had wings and had eagle wings. I beheld it until the wings thereof plucked. So now this one I believe is talking about it's talking about the Persian and the Mede Empire, because they end up taking down Nebuchadnezzar, and so it's talking about the rise of their empire. Then it says and lifted up upon the earth and made stand on his feet as a man, and the man hurt was given unto it, meaning they took over a lot of different nations. And I mean, we saw the movie 300. You know what I'm saying? We saw how they were had every nation under of the known world. Because that was the movie 300 too. That was that's a historical account, and the Bible speaks about that king. And we kind of reading about their empire. It's summarizing the empire. In this verse right here. Then it says second. So that's the Persians and the Medes. So then it says another beast, a second like a bear, risen itself up on one side and had 3 ribs in its mouth between the teeth of it, and they had said unto it, rise and devour much flesh. So so now this is I believe I believe this is the I believe this is the like the Greeks. I believe this is when the Greeks came into power, because they ended up taking down like the Persian Empire. And what? No, as a matter of fact, I believe this is the Persian Empire, because they ended up taking down 3 kingdoms and stuff to establish their rulership. So so yeah, that's what it was. Like the Persian Empire, because they ended up taking out. That's why the bear had 3 ribs in its mouth, symbolizing 3 nations that it had devoured and took him down. So then it says, after that, I behold another like a leopard, which upon his back had 4 wings of a fowl, and the beast had unto his hand, and the beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given unto it. Now this is talking about Alexander the Great, because so when he took over, he had like 4 generals, and they kind of split the known world that they had, and they kind of split up the rulership. And that's when you get into that history, that's kind of what brings us to this point today, somewhat. But we're gonna jump now. We're gonna get into the 7 seals, right? So we're gonna try to make this quick or whatever, right? Because it's a lot of information, but and a lot of it is like like I said, it's it's not it's not a like word for word account, but it's like it hits on like different points in history. So so now this is now we're gonna go to Revelation 6 and 1, right? So it says, and I saw written the Lamb open, and I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard it were the noise of thunder, and one of the 4 beasts saying, "Come see," right? So now one of the angels is telling John the Revelator to come see what's going on. So now John is about to get of all these different kingdoms and rulerships that's going to come into power, and then also as the seals is being broken, he's getting these different visions of these different events, historical events that happen. So yeah, right. So it says, and I saw and behold a white horse. He that sat upon him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and went forth conquering. Right. So now too, on the flip side too, right. Before we get into that, now the Christian church, they don't, for the most part, they don't get into Revelation. I know when I was a kid, they was talking about, Revelation is a hard book or whatever. That's because they don't read and they don't understand the Old Testament. Because all that stuff that happened in the Old Testament, in the Apocrypha, that leads up to what we see in the New Testament in the book of Revelation. So that's why a lot of times it'd be hard to understand because people don't know the history. And the Bible is a historical book. Like we just read in Daniel and in Isaiah, two historical accounts that historians, can contest to, that these events happened according to how the Bible said it did. So, but yeah, so it says, behold, I seen a white horse, and so now this white horse is the Roman Empire, and so it's the Roman Empire, and so it's the Roman Empire that's coming into power. And it says, and the crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering. So that's what the Roman Empire did when they came into power. They were able to conquer and subdue the world. And so, and that's how they got down. And it says, it was given a bow, and a bow, what's a bow? A bow is a weapon. You've been a bow, right? And it says, and the crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering.
Feature, please make sure your app is running and can access the internet.
So then, he went forth conquering with the sword, right? Hold on, I'm jumped down. Went forth conquering, and when he had opened the second seal, so now he's opened up the second seal. So the first seal is the Roman Empire coming into power, and these seals, they're not like I said, they're not just like one single, like this will happen, but it's like certain events that mark that time period, then all that stuff in between, whether it take like a few decades or a century, all that stuff plays out within these seals and trumpets and and such, right? So so it says, and he has opened up the second seal. So like I said, so now the Roman Empire too, before we get into the second seal, so like I said, 70 AD, that's when we got expelled from the land. And, basically, basically for good, we got expelled from the land. Some of us went to Europe, some of us ran into North Africa and West Africa, where, the Europeans ended up finding us, and, over there. And then, some of us stayed somewhat in the Middle East, so we all kind of went different places because we was running from the Romans because it was wartime. And just like how we see now, like refugees, when it's war and stuff, the refugees, the civilians, they get up out of there, when the armies is fighting. So that, that's what happens. So we, end up running. And we can read Babylon the Timbuktu, and it give you a little history on how many of us fled in Africa and in Europe. So I saw and opened the second seal, and I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And another horse, which was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace. Right. So now the second seal is talking about, basically, I want to say the Renaissance era, and when they somewhat came into power, and then they just, once the so-called Europeans came into power, they just started taking peace from the earth, and we know that we know through history, everywhere they went to, they didn't come in peace, they didn't, keep peace with the nations that they went to. They eventually end up, slaughtering them, So they took peace from the earth, and So, and then wherever we was, they went and, searched us out, and, so I'm gonna grab, what's that, Zechariah, 6:1 real quick. So yeah, like I said, that's that's their nature. As soon as they came out, and came into power, that's what they, began to do. And it says, this Zechariah 6:1. And I also turned and looked up my eyes and looked, and behold, there come 4 chariots out of between 2 mountains, and the mountains were of brass, right? And so mountains, when you read the Bible and you're dealing with mountains is usually talking about nations and people. And when I answered, and I said unto the angel that talked with me, what are these, my Lord? And the angel answered and said unto me, these are the 4 spirits of heaven, right? So now, letting you know these, like we read in Revelation, the 4 horsemen. So letting you know that these are 4 spirits that, God lets out and nations and caused them, influenced them to do certain things throughout the earth. So it says, these are 4 spirits of the heavens which go forth, standing before the Lord of all the earth. The black horse, now we dealing, so it says the black horse which are therein go forth unto the north country. So what is the north country? The north country is America. And when you're dealing with that black horse is talking about slavery. And so it says that black horse, the spirit of that black horse, which is slavery, came and rested on the north. And we know what happened on this side of the world in these Americas, slavery. So so it says in the black horse which are therein go forth unto the north country, and the white horse go forth after them. So now the white horse was the one that had the spirit of conquering, and we know that the white horse sat on the so-called Europeans. So they got that spirit of conquering, and not only that, they also got that spirit of enslaving nations. So because it says that the black horse rested on the north, and we know that they came over here, and we saw and we know the history what they did over here throughout slaughtering the Native Americans, the Atlantic slave trade, Christopher Columbus coming over in 1492, doing everything that he did. So we know what the black horse and the white horse is, and it says and the babe went forth and sought out to go that they might walk and go to and fro through the earth. And he said, get hence, walk and go forth through the earth. And they walk to and fro from the earth. So that's what these spirits did, and that's what the European man did once those spirits came and rested on them. They went to and forth to the earth, taking peace, enslaving nations, and so it's letting you know that it was these spirits that came up. And so let's go to 2 and 6 real quick. And it says, and he answered and spake unto me, saying, this is the word of the Lord. But yeah, this is the and he answered and spake unto me, saying, this is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel, saying, not by might nor by power, but my spirit. So that's the point. God put the spirit on these people, and not just these people, but a lot of these nations, to do what they do. Not just these nations, but our nation also. So it says, not just what it says, but my spirit, said the Lord of hosts, right? So now let's go back to Revelation 6, right? So as you can see, these four horses are spirits that are let loose to set upon certain nations and certain people. Because you gotta understand, like, God judges nations. Yeah, we go through our stuff, on a personal level, like, if we, because we got choices to make, you're going to suffer from different choices that you make. But on the flip side, God also judged nations, if I could tell you, I think exactly what, but it just tell you that, when the Lord pronounced judgment against a nation, so that's how, he judged, and we're reading about the judgment of, these nations right now. So it says, and I saw and behold the white horse, and opened up the second seal, and a second beast says, come see, and went out another horse that was red, and whose power was given on to him that sat to take peace from the earth. So we know that these people are violent. Everywhere they go, they take peace from the earth. They start wars, genocides. They even get other nations to create genocides and start wars for their benefit. So they took peace from the earth. So it says, took peace from the earth, and they should kill one another. So now, we know how they used to battle each other in Europe too. Like, they what's that, the movie The Bravehearts with Mel Gibson? So we got history of them fighting against each other, and because not only was they, going around conquering the world, they was fighting amongst themselves to see who's gonna, run all of this after they don't conquer everything. And they still doing that now. That's what you see with Russia and America, the two main empires now. Is to sum it all up, they're just basically fighting on who's going to control everything, right? So, yeah, right. So it says, and that they should kill one another, and was given unto him the sword, right? So now we know that Esau's blessing is the sword. The so-called white man blessing is the sword. Esau being his biblical name, being the sword. And and with that being said, that's his blessing, the sword. And it says, and the sword was given to him. And so, and through prophecy of Esau, it told you that he's going to conquer and live off the fat of the land with the sword. And that's what he's been doing since they came into power. And, let me see, this, go to Revelation 2 and 9, 12 and 9 real quick. And it says, and a great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceived the whole world. So we see that this great dragon, this serpent, is not talking about a physical, spiritual demon. Satan is talking about a man, a nation, a people. It says, and that great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceived the whole world, who was cast out unto the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And what that means is, his angels, his followers, his army, his allies, and stuff, that roll with him. So yeah, so it's the like I say, it's the devil just means deceiver, liar. Because like it just says, the great serpent who deceived the whole world. And how did he deceive the whole world? By lying to people, giving us false religions, giving us whitewashing history. Putting himself up like he did everything, when we know that his history goes back to the cave. So yeah, deceiver. That's why we say devil. Devil just meaning liar. So just go to what's that? Just jump to verse 29 real quick. So yeah, we gotta try to understand this thing, because a lot of people want to know what's going on with World War III and all that stuff, but we got to break it down and understand why we at this point. So what I say, 20. You go to 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So it's telling you when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So we know who's running everything right now.